Hey guys, so to start off this Halloween tutorial, I'm going to be taking my Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation, and I'm pretty much using this in all of my makeup tutorials recently because I love it. It's very lightweight and it gives you great coverage, and I'm just applying this with my Beauty Blender, and it is a bit damp because I find it gets the best coverage, and of course I'm setting this with my favorite powder from Arbonne. For this look, I'm going into my Make Me Over Essentials palette and taking the contour powder and just swiping this right under my cheekbones, and I'm not going in too far because I just want to make my face appear a bit more doll-like. And then I'm going in with a nice bright flush of pink on the cheeks, starting on the apples and then blending it right back to give me a very nice doll-like and flushed complexion. And I can't resist this highlight, so I'm taking my MAC Dunes at Dusk highlighter and taking the pink shade, and I'm absolutely loving this. I love the shimmer it gives off, and it is so pigmented. I just applied it with my fingers to get the most color payoff. For eyebrows, I am going back and using my e.l.f. eyebrow kit, and I'm just going in with the gel part, and first going in with the little angled brush that it comes with and just applying this throughout my brows, and I'm really making sure to define these because I really want them to look drawn on. Then once I'm done that, I'm moving on to the eyes and taking my Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden, and with primers of any kind, you want to make sure that you take only as much as you feel like you need, take even less, because if you add too much primer, then it'll do the opposite effect and end up creasing your eyeshadows. And to neutralize this, I'm going in with my matte neutral shade from my Urban Decay Naked 2 palette called Foxy. Then on top of that, I'm beginning to add the colored eyeshadow, and I'm going in with a single eyeshadow from Arbonne called Deep Plum, and it is the most beautiful deep purple shade, and it has a bit of shimmer to it. And once I have that color all laid down, I'm going in with a much darker purple shade from my Be a Queen palette, which is from the Make-A-Wish collection from Sephora, and I'm just applying this with a Sephora collection pencil brush just right into my crease, and I'm making this very harsh right now because I want to make sure that my crease line is defined. Of course, I'm going in to blend this out afterwards. I'm just using a fluffy brush and Tease from the Naked 2 palette to blend this out. For eyeliner, I'm going back and using my Maybelline New York Eye Studio Gel Eyeliner in Blackest Black, and I'm drawing a very, very thin line and doing a very small wing because I do want my eyes to appear bigger, and this will help add to that effect. I also added some white eyeliner along my lash line and waterline, and then lined that with some black eyeliner just to create a new lower lash line and make my eyes appear bigger. But anyways, what you are seeing me do here is starting to create the cracks. So what you're going to want to do first is begin by laying out the central point in which all of the cracks are going to come out from. So you can make this into any shape you want. I just made a little triangle to branch all of the parts out of, and you want to be very light-handed with this because you don't want to add too thick of lines or too dark of lines. You want them to taper out at the end. So here I'm doing a much bigger one on my forehead. I didn't do too many on my face. If you want, you could just do one. You could do two. I wanted 3 to even it out, but as you'll see later, I put that one down onto my neck. The easiest way for me to explain this process to you is to first draw out your biggest point in which the cracked part is, so the part that is missing. Fill that in, and then from there go in and add the branches to the crack. You can either think of tree branches or actually look at pictures of cracked porcelain, cracked CD, or cracked glass in order to get the most realistic effect, but I just decided to go for it, and I'm very happy with how they turned out. My biggest tip for you is when you create the branches that are coming off of that central point where the crack actually is to make sure that they are all going in different directions, and you're not just having one straight line that keeps having branches off of it. You want to add parts that go kind of back towards the central point of the crack and up and turn. You don't want it to look super uniformed. For the one on my neck, I ended up using my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Black Bean just because it was a bigger space, and I found that this would be the easiest thing to use in order to create the crack here. But of course, if you wanted to use body paint instead to create all the cracks, you could definitely do that. It is just up to your own personal preference. moving back to the face, I'm going in with my NYX lip liner in Plum, and I'm redrawing a brand new lip shape. I'm making it very curved and almost heart-shaped. I'm making sure that my Cupid's bow isn't super defined and more rounded than it naturally is, because I want these lips to be very doll-like. And then I'm filling this in with my NYX Liquid Suede lipstick in Vintage, and I absolutely love this shade so much. And to really add to the effect of smaller lips, I'm going in with a bit more foundation onto my beauty blender and just applying this to the outer edges to block that out. And I felt as if the cracks were looking a bit flat and not realistic enough, so I went in with a taupe colored eyeshadow from my Maybelline The Nudes palette and an angled brush, and I just applied this to one side of the cracks to make the cracks really look sunken in and that the rest of the porcelain is raised above. And once you have done all that, you have completed this creepy cracked doll makeup look, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. My outro turned out to be way out of focus, so that's why I don't have it in here, but I will talk to you all next time.